I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be setting up March in my bullet journal. My first page is going to be my title and my quote for March. I started by ripping some craft paper that is actually more of a mauve-y pink color. My camera did not pick up this color well. It looks like normal brown craft paper, but I promise you it's more pink than brown. I really wanted this theme to be simple, and I really had a hard time coming up with a theme for March. So a lot of this I did no planning for, and just kind of went with it. I started by taking my coffee cup and dipping it in coffee and stamping kind of some fake coffee stains. Then I'm taking my gold watercolor and really watering it down, dipping it into the water quite a bit, and then splattering that on top. So we have this coffee and gold splatter effect. I don't really have a name for this theme. It's really just two of my favorite things, coffee and gold. And it just made me feel very peaceful and just fun to do. I love doing spreads that don't take a whole lot of artistic ability, because as much as I love to draw, I don't think that I am the best at it, and so I love doing spreads that I don't have to do a lot of doodling or drawing or have to have some great masterpiece. I love things like this where I can just splatter something and it came out really great. This font I'm doing is actually kind of made up, but it's from these number stamps that I got off of Amazon, which you'll see later. But I don't have any letters for the stamp set, so I'm just kind of making it up as I go. But I actually really love the way that it turned out. Instead of stamping the numbers, like I said, I had the stamps for, I wanted them to be a little bit bigger than the stamps, so I decided to just draw it out by hand, but copying the same pattern as the stamps. My quote for this month is, "If it doesn't challenge you, then it won't change you." I had a lot of challenging things happen in February, and I felt like, I don't know, maybe a lot of change was coming in March. Who knows, maybe it won't, but I've just been feeling like a lot of things have been a little challenging for me as far as figuring out how to be just a new mom, a wife, and fit back into work has been really difficult. And so, yeah, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So I'm growing a lot during this period of time. My next spread here is going to be my monthly calendar. And I started by just cutting some more of that same scrapbook paper into the shape of my calendar. And I had already kind of pencil drawn in my calendar boxes, as you can see there. Then I did the same thing that I did for my title page with the coffee stain and the gold splatters. Camera died right here, so you didn't really get to see me writing any numbers or anything, but you get the idea. I'm doing a very loose version of that font that I did for my title page. This one I'm just freehanding rather than using a ruler for all of the days of the week. I did go back in on my calendar page and add my monthly title in just like a cursive font at the top later on, because I felt like it was kind of missing something. My next page is for my tasks and my goals. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I love to have separate pages for this. I love how easy and messy this setup is. It's just so much fun just to go for it and just splatter some coffee and splatter some paint and not have to worry about it looking perfect because it's supposed to look messy and that's perfect in its own way. Um, but I had a lot of fun doing this, and it didn't take very long to dry at all. By the time I did the gold paint, most of the smaller coffee splatters had dried, and I would just take a paper towel to dab up any bigger splatters of coffee, and then I would just continue on. I didn't have to wait very long for these pages to dry. After I kind of penciled sketched my headers, I'm changing them up just a little bit, making them a little larger. I'm just going to use my ruler to use that same font that I've been using throughout this spread, or these spreads. I like using a ruler for this because I feel like it looks a lot classier and prettier when I have a ruler versus when I use just my own freehand is not very straight. I think the fonts in this setup are what took the longest, mainly because I was trying to kind of make them up as I went, and trying to get them to be straight and somewhat perfect. I did make several mistakes, and that's okay. I don't mind too much. I like to do my tasks and my goals on separate pages from my calendar. I feel like there's just more room to write, and it's also a little bit of a brain dump. I can write whatever goals for the month I have, and whatever tasks I need to do for the month. It's kind of like an ongoing list. I know I have my weekly tasks that I often do, but it's kind of nice to have all of my monthly tasks in one place, and then each week I can kind of refer back to that page. This next page is my first weekly setup, and this is the only one that I'm going to film on camera. But I'm going to just take a little bit of a smaller cup, and I'm just dipping the rim in coffee and making 8 circles. Well, technically 6 circles and 2 half circles, and I'll show you why in just a minute. The half circle on the side of the page there is going to be like a taskbar, and the one on the bottom is going to be for my Sunday dates. This is what I was telling you earlier about me just dabbing it up with a paper towel. Again, I'm going in with coffee splatters and paint splatters, and then I decided to take some more of that craft paper and to incorporate it into this weekly spread. So I'm cutting it to fit that little circle on the side there for my taskbar. Once I taped it in, I kind of missed that coffee circle, and so I tried to kind of go around the edge again with some more of that coffee. And I think I really like the way that came out. Sundays are always a really restful day with my family, and so I only really need a smaller section for Sundays. I don't have a lot of tasks that I need to do, so my Sunday is usually like half the size of the rest of my weeklies. So I didn't mind that it was kind of like a cut-off circle. Here's those stamps I was telling you about that I got from Amazon. I really love them. I think they're really cool looking. And I really wish there was letter stamps because that would have made this setup a whole lot easier. But I had a lot of fun kind of making up my own font for these stamps. I'm just writing the day of the week next to each number, fairly small, just as a reminder for me. I tried to go in and write tasks in that same font, but it went sideways and it wasn't exactly something that I liked. And so I just went ahead and covered that up with a brush pen. Then I went on top with a gold jelly roll and wrote tasks on top. And I think that came out a lot better than the first one did. I love how these pages shimmer when you turn them. They are just so pretty to look at, and I really love how simple and fun this was to set up. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys get some inspiration for it. You don't have to be an amazing artist to have a beautiful notebook and have a beautiful planner. Just be creative and have fun with it.